video game show. It's a video game show. It's not a game show about videos. It's a video game show.
Welcome to the GamerCast Network Video Game Show, episode number 99 for Sunday, July 20th, 2008. I'm Chad, and this week for the roll call, a question from Shish Kebab. What is the longest time you have spent on a video game without sleep? And that's kind of boring since it's just going to be a number, so let's go with what is your most memorable game you've played for going sleep. And joining us this evening is Phil.
It was either Diablo 2 or a couple of LAN parties that we had over Chris's where we played. Was it Unreal 2004?
Indeed.
How late into the evening did you play these games?
Well, let's see. We started about, 11 or 12, Chris? And then go till about 3?
15 hours? Don't you get numb after a while?
That's what the pizza's for.
Greases everything up.
Yeah, just rub it all over your butt and your legs. And your face, too.
Okay. And also joining us is, in a very sick state, Ivan.
World of Warcraft or Oblivion. I played Oblivion really late. I did fall asleep playing it several times.
And then what would happen when you woke up? Would your character be dead?
Well,
He would have his pants removed.
usually when I'm playing a game and I fall asleep, it's usually I like nod off and then, wake up quickly. It's not like I fell asleep for 2 hours and then woke up. A couple of times I was just standing in the middle of an open field, but a couple of times if I was in a dungeon or something, then yeah, I'd wake up dead.
Your poor avatar wondering what the hell his controller is doing.
He's just standing there, goblin stabbing him for 2 damage for an hour. Will you swing your sword, man?
And also joining us is Keith.
I would have to say Diablo 2 when we got that. We started playing around like 11 in the morning, and we played all day at our house, and then we went over Bob's house and set up shop in his basement and played all night at Bob's house. And then we played like into the afternoon. Everyone went home, slept for like an hour, ate, and then we played again. We just moved from our house to Bob's and just kept playing.
And also joining us, Xbox Community Manager Chris Palladino.
What up? Keith took my answer because I was with him at the time. And Bob isn't here, but that would also be his answer.
That was a fun day, though.
Did you beat the game in that one day?
Yeah.
You played the game so fast, you're just waiting for the expansion at that point.
Yes. After the second day, we were like, well, this game was fun. Where's the next one?
I'm not as hardcore as you guys. I've never foregone sleep. I think the longest I've ever played is like probably Counter-Strike way into 4 or 5 a.m. But that was like starting at 10 o'clock at night, so it was only like 6-7 hours.
What's the game you've fallen asleep to the most, Chad?
Barbie Horse Adventures.
Well, that would put me to sleep.
Probably got to be some console role-playing game, much like Ivan, where I would just sit there and play for hours and probably just nod off during a turn-based battle or something. So luckily, my guy wouldn't die because it was just waiting forever.
He'd just get bored. If we were in Tron, Flynn would be all pissed off at you. Our younger listeners are Googling that one.
That was an obscure reference. Well done. You get obscure reference point.
Thank you.
This week on the GamerCast Network. Tune in to Gamertag Radio to find out the latest information on all things Xbox. Be sure to check your facts with the post-game reports. Tune in to Uncle Gamer for their own special brand of humor. Discover the podcast community that brings you all these great podcasts and more. GamerCastNetwork.com.
Next topic.
Okay, so let's do things now. Let's talk about things. I think before we talk about E3, some people here told me they played games over the week.
Yes.
Who would that be?
The people with Xboxes.
And they are... I think the only person left with an Xbox is Keith and Chris.
And Bob, and the three of us were playing Raven Shield yesterday.
I think first off we should mention here real quick that Ivan now has joined the Red Ring people.
Go quality control.
Yeah,
Did you breathe on it and make it sick?
I think it's what got me sick. I was trying to move stuff from my memory unit to my hard drive, and it was taking too long, so quit and watched some TV for a bit, and then when I came back to it, I turned the controller on, and it wouldn't connect. So I hit the connect on both things a couple of times, tried a new controller, it red-ringed, so...
See, dude, you're just looking at it wrong. The Xbox was your simulacrum. It died for you. You actually had some rare, horrible disease that it took for you.
So the best part is I've never been able to register my console on Xbox.com for some sweet, non-apparent reason. Every time I try so, it says, I don't feel like doing that today. Call the hotline.
Well, next week you'll have to share with us your experience with Microsoft customer support and see if you're important enough to get a box. Okay, so are you ready to get into a couple reviews?
I'm going to go vomit a couple of times, so I'll be back in a little bit.
Hey, I'm going to take this
Awesome.
moment to piss then.
I vomited myself this weekend. Not because I was sick, but because I was drunk.
Yeah, this is what I put up with. Vomiting, piss, and vomiting from drunkenness.
What if you vomited piss? That would be a horrible story to have. Like,
Only you.
You'd just be
Only you,
puking, and halfway through you just go, I don't understand how this happened.
Next topic.
So now that we're all back, Keith, you tried out the demo for the upcoming Xbox 360 game Too Human. What did you think?
It was fun, except I got frustrated with it because I couldn't read anything.
Is this a standard definition TV thing? Text was too tiny?
Yes.
I think somebody's trying to tell you need to blow $3,000 on a 50-inch plus high-def TV.
I don't have that money to blow on a TV right now.
Or $10 on a crowbar.
Oh, I'm not a crook.
Okay, apart from what you couldn't see,
Pretend you knew the skills.
The game seems like it'll be fun.
Ivan, you played this one too. You think it's fun, or did you have some issues?
I didn't understand. Well, it's not that I didn't understand. They don't really tell you how to play the demo. So the control scheme is completely different from any other game. The
I
attack
didn't
with the
feel that
right
at all.
stick thing. Do you just hold this right stick in a direction? Do you constantly tap? I didn't know how
each
to
of
do
those
that.
does a different move. I think if you tap versus hold, it does different moves.
I think the point here is that no one explained that clearly.
Right.
So any other problems, Ivan?
The whole aerial combat thing, since they didn't do a very good job of explaining how to do things, it was kind of difficult to figure out how to do aerial combat. I never actually did get that
I
down
never did
right.
it.
In theory, you can knock a bunch of enemies up into the air and then just bounce back and forth between them in the air while attacking, and I never managed to do that. So
That aerial stuff sounds more like a style kind of thing, like, from Devil May Cry, where you knock guys up in the air and start whacking them, that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The hell game are you playing?
What?
You said you knock up in the air and start whacking them.
Oh, yeah. This game's great. Oh, my God.
Well, the big killer for you, Keith, I know, was the limited co-op. It's only 2 players over live.
I believe that is correct. It'll still be fun to play. It's just not as fun as I wanted it to be. I just got annoyed with it because I couldn't read what any of the skills were, so I had no clue what I was clicking on. I mean, I could have got my fat ass off the couch and went to the internet and looked, but it wasn't that important to me. I just thought I'd gripe about it.
So for you, it is 3-player co-op. One of you has to decipher the ruins on the screen and look up things on GameFAQs.
Next topic.
Okay, so Chris, you've been talking about Sid Meier's Civilization Revolutions,
Yeah, it's awesome.
and this is like a consoleized version of Civilization, which is the very epic strategy game for computers.
Yeah, it's a turn-based strategy game. So you create a civilization and you start in the olden times where all you have are dudes with sticks with rocks tied to the end of them. And then you work your way through time, and then you get tanks, and then you get nuclear weapons eventually. And there's
Wow,
different
dude,
ways
that's
to
a
win
hell
the
of a
game.
jump.
Yeah, there's some stuff in between there where they have knights and
Rock
horses.
smash. Rock on stick. Rock now realize plans for giant mechanized creatures to shoot.
It's good though, man. It's they took away some of the micromanagement. You don't have to control workers. Used to build roads between cities and stuff. A lot of that is automated now, and it's been, I don't want to say dumbed down because it's actually a better game for it. But if you like strategy games, you should give the demo a try. And it was surprisingly good. It's super addictive. The games aren't quick. A single player game can still take anywhere between 30 minutes and 2 hours, 3 hours at most. There is multiplayer. I haven't tried it yet because I didn't have 3 hours and a couple friends who don't mind wasting 3 hours, but it's fun, dude.
Did you play any other games there, Chris?
Unreal Tournament 3 is a really solid game. It actually works. I was pretty much a naysayer saying that without a mouse and a keyboard, there was no way a frantic game like Unreal Tournament would ever work in a console, and I was incorrect. The only downside I see is that there's so much noise out there with Battlefield Bad Company and Civ Rev and all these other games that are coming out. NCAA, we're starting to get into the football season. Not a lot of people playing Unreal Tournament online, and the single-player campaign is basically just, okay, well, somebody is attacking us, so you have to go steal their flag. Yeah, you should totally go steal their flag, because the aliens are like, if you steal their flag, man, you'll just totally help us out.
Yeah, they're all just like bot matches, right?
With like a story around, and there's some cutscenes where people look like Marcus and Dom from Gears of War and they run around, but it's solid. It's a fun game.
You didn't find the using a controller hard for that kind of game? Because I know the Unreal tournaments are much more of a Twitch game than your standard like Counter-Strike or Raven Shield kind of games.
Yeah, I mean, if playing it on a mouse was a 9, playing it with a controller is a 7. So I'm not trying to say that the controller is now past the mouse. The mouse is 100 billion times better. It just, the way they did it, it worked pretty well. For the Twitch weapons that we had, I could run around, I could shoot rockets, I could switch weapons really easily. And it wasn't perfect, it wasn't flawless, but it was a really, really good stab at the controls, complete with double jumping and jumping off walls.
Next topic.
I tried the double D cup dodgeball.
Yeah, this is a recent Xbox Live Arcade title. What did you think?
I thought it was crap. I played it for about 2 minutes and said I really have no desire to play this. I mean, loosely, I suppose you could call it dodgeball, but it's got like Space Invader type things instead of like people.
Okay, you're dodgeballing aliens.
I don't know what the point of it is, but
That's deep, man.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't give it much of a chance, so I don't really know the story or what it was supposed to be, but
The story,
I mean,
dodgeball.
as far as dodgeball games go, it seemed kind of lame. It seemed to me like it was more of a year and a half ago title. You know, there's been so many good Xbox Live Arcade games, new ones that have come out that have really taken advantage of the hardware, and this one just seems like something that was done a year and a half ago and for whatever reason just is now making it out.
So I usually don't talk about things if I don't like them.
Okay, we'll move on from there.
Next topic.
I think we should cover E3 a bit since that was the big thing that happened this last week, and luckily someone here was there. Although he probably was doing most of the Microsoft stuff, but you probably still can talk about some things. Chris, first off, what were some of the Microsoft announcements at E3?
So we announced the new Xbox experience, complete with avatars, for those of you who like avatars. I was in the meeting when they showed the new dashboard off. I was sitting in the front. They showed the dashboard, and I saw a little dancing dude come out of the side of the screen. My face got beet red, brighter than the reddest red, and my lips started shaking. I was so angry. The guy's up in front doing his presentation, and he's going through all the different blades, and he looks at me. He can see like steam is coming out of my ears. It's like, what the hell did you do? You got all kinds of Wii all in my Xbox. What did you do to it? You broke it beyond repair. And he just said, yeah, one of the biggest worries we have is that we do think this is better. It's just the initial shock and awe that hardcore gamers have when they first see it for the first time, and they go, like Chris, for example. I didn't laugh. I didn't smile. I was furious. I think avatars, I'm speaking completely honest here, I could give a crap about them. I think by adding avatars, you've taken away some other cooler feature that you could have put in your Xbox. I probably won't ever embrace it, but I don't hate it the way a lot of people do. I did at first.
It's disappointing. Microsoft was first with this generation. They were first with the major online multiplayer stuff. People are still trying to catch up with that, and this just seems like a step back. Like, Microsoft is doing this because Nintendo and Sony have something, and they don't want to be left out. They could have done something else. They've been saying forever that it's not trivial to extend the friends list beyond 100 people, but it probably wasn't trivial to introduce this whole avatar thing, because not only are you going to be able to customize them, I understand there's going to be unlockables in games that give you things.
I agree with you. I think, though, that if you look at one of the characters, I don't know if you guys saw any of the videos, but the character from Little Big Planet, they call him Sack Boy for whatever reason. I think he's made out of a burlap sack. When that dude comes out onto the middle of the screen and he waves at you and he smiles, girls will say, oh, that's cute, and guys will say, all right, that's kind of cool. Again, I'm not trying to defend them. I'm not trying to say that I'm in love with them and everyone should use an avatar. These are the greatest, because I'm not. But there's so many other features involved with the update that if you're horribly pissed about avatars, you want to ignore them, ignore them. They're not going to hurt anything. They'll be over in the corner of the screen. And
that brings up a good point about the whole new Xbox Live interface. That with some of the other features and games that were announced at E3, like Lips, the Netflix streaming party systems and all that kind of stuff, it seems as though Microsoft wants to target the casual audience more. And I guess the question is, how does that affect their commitment to the hardcore gamers?
So we had this discussion. Part of my job, honestly, is to make sure that the hardcore feel the love. So it's not like we're not making Gears of War 2 and we're not making Halo anymore and we're not doing Conan and Army of Two and all these other hardcore Call of Duty, etc. Those are still coming. But if every single hardcore gamer purchases a 360 and we've stopped at I don't know how many hardcore gamers there are. Let's just say 20 million people. All those people that have a PS2s, what is there, 100-something million? Not all those guys are hardcore gamers. A lot of those guys buy it just for Madden or just because it plays the iToy. You shouldn't freak because it's quote-unquote going mainstream and the hardcore are going to be left. If it's just a casual thing, why would I want to work there? Why would I want it to be on the console where all we do is DDR? I want to kill stuff.
As long as they don't leave any one group out, I don't care that they come out with a bunch of things not for me. I mean, the more money they make, the more money they have to do lots of stuff. The one thing I don't like, and I kind of relate it to the movie industry, and I'm sure you guys have done this before, if you see a preview for a movie and it looks really cool, like a horror movie, and then you find out it's rated PG-13, you instantly kind of go, ah, man. Because horror movie rated PG-13 is never as good as an R-rated movie. R-rated movies are difficult to market because you're leaving out a very large portion of your potential audience. So that's why there's not as many R-rated movies anymore.
Parenting tip by Ivan. Go watch rated R movies, kids. They're better.
Let's hope that Microsoft doesn't try and tailor to everybody for everything, and they don't leave out the hardcore gamers because they don't think it'll sell as well. So instead of making it M-rated with lots of blood and gore and cool stuff that we all like, they tone it way down and make it T for teen, or a Gears of War rated E. None of us would enjoy playing, I would be willing to bet.
Yeah, I completely agree with and understand the point, and I'm totally there with you. You can get around it. Gears of War rated E might be fun because it wouldn't be, if they chainsaw you and spaghetti shoots out everywhere, balloons or something.
Spaghetti.
I'm not saying I would prefer it.
Mamma mia, it's delicious.
Gears of War, are you a spicy meatball? Graw doesn't have blood. I think Halo doesn't have a lot of blood. Halo's rated M is different than Gears of War rated M. But I completely agree with your point. Don't dumb it down because you want grandma to buy it. I still got to buy it because if I don't like it, I ain't going to buy it.
Right. I don't care if you have cross-stitch Cooking Mama games come out for the 360. I don't care.
Cooking Mama.
Yeah. I won't buy it because I have no interest in it, and I don't
Dude,
care
I
if
might buy that.
Wow.
Cross-stitching.
You know what I mean? I don't care if you release games for other people as long as you don't forget about me.
Right. Like that song from the 80s. Don't you forget about me.
That was bad, dude. That was bad.
Next topic.
Let's move on to other things. Did anybody see the Nintendo E3 presentation? It was funny.
Yeah, I saw it. So remember when I said earlier, it's, your audience, and it's going to sound biased because I work for Microsoft. I think that the hardcore gamer has sort of been definitely pushed to the second or the third place on the Wii. And I remember seeing an interview with Reggie Fils-Aimé saying, what? Hardcore gamers are angry? Did you not see Animal Crossing? You're like, whoa, yo, dude, this is a hardcore game? Like, there's no blood in Animal Crossing. You pick weeds and mail letters to your friends.
I mean, the only hardcore-ish game they had at their conference probably was the Grand Theft Auto for the DS. That's about it. Everything else was the Wii Sports 2 and their new motion controller for better accuracy. The Wii Music, which you flail your arms around to play drums. Snowboarding, yeah, they're going to use the balance board in the Shaun White game. Yeah, there really was nothing for the hardcore gamer on the Wii. A lot of people were hoping for an announcement about Mario, Metroid, Zelda, and there are some rumors for a new Kid Icarus game, but nothing. The only hardcore game that I actually heard of from E3 for the Wii was that Mad World. Extremely stylized, brutal, over-the-top, violent game. Extremely violent. I'll put a link to the trailer in the show notes.
Just looks like this would be fun to play.
Oh, that's cool. If you had 15 games like that instead of one. I could see, though. It's like angry dude in the basement. It's got the wallet with the chain on it, and he's like, all right, it's time, man. I'm totally going to buy a Wii. What games are you going to buy? Mad World? And what else? Wii Music?
People that have Wiis know it's not a hardcore gaming system. Ivan, when you bought your Wii, you knew that it was not a hardcore gaming system.
Oh, yeah. I bought it because I wanted to play it with friends who aren't hardcore gamers.
But if they happen to make a cool game for that is hardcore, all the better. I mean, good for them.
I don't have a problem with this game, but it makes you wonder why they would release it for the Wii. Doesn't fit into the Wii universe kind of thing. Makes you wonder if they could sell more games if they put it on the PS3 or 360.
Not a lot of non-first party games have sold really well on Nintendo. Bloom Blocks was pretty good for all intent and purposes, and I know, Chad, you keep trying to make people buy it, but what did it sell?
Yeah, 60,000 copies, 70,000 copies its first month. It's pathetic.
That tailored to a broad audience. This is an M-rated game, which means you're already alienating most of your audience for this system.
So will it sell more than 30,000 copies, Chad?
Before Boom Blocks, the sales numbers came out, I would have said yes, just because there's so many Wiis out there. You know, if you got, 10 million, just in North America alone,
You should be able to fart out 100,000 pretty easily.
you should be able to. But then the Boom Blocks thing happened, and it's like, okay, now my logic's all gone.
Maybe this game will sell for the reason that, people like us, me, who has kids and bought a Wii for their kids, might buy this game to play, after the kids go to bed,
In the hideaway room next to your gun.
Yeah. I already got the Wii. This is a pretty cool game. I might as well get this. I can enjoy it by myself
In a locked room.
with my gun.
Next topic.
There was an emailing around this week about the new things in the World of Warcraft expansion. And I saw Phil had some issues with some of these.
Yes, I do.
This is the Wrath of the Lich King expansion. They are introducing achievements into World of Warcraft.
Yeah, game is totally jumping the shark. My view is they already have them. Why do they have to make them that much more blatantly obvious?
Oh, and they're going to be in your face, by the way. If they keep to this, when you get an achievement, it goes off over the guild chat, and then it also goes off in the area around you. So everyone knows you got the achievement.
I'm hoping that you can turn that off. I don't mind the achievements so much. You can kind of take them or leave them. It's kind of like the avatars, but the whole announcing, because some jackhole's going to be standing in the middle of one of the major cities, and by creating bolts of wool or something, getting an achievement for that, literally 50 or 100 people who are all standing around there are going to get spammed with this kind of stuff.
My view is they've already got it with some of the elite stuff. Like elite gear, and then some of the factions that you do quests for gain reputation with those factions, and then you can get equipment or tabards and something like that. I think that in itself is good enough. Do we really need to have an achievement for someone that spent 3 hours running all around the map, discovering every location on the map?
Yes, it must be recorded and documented for all to see.
Well, they have, 500 achievements they're putting in the game?
Is it that many? Oh, God.
And I know you said some of them sounded impossible.
Some of them sound very difficult.
Now, hang on. Do you think that people will start... I mean, I know people do what they call boosting on Xbox. They form up little parties to get their achievements. So do you see that kind of thing happening?
It could ruin it, because then people will start charging people to join PvP or arena teams in order to get this achievement. I've got a guild of people that are really good. I could charge Keith or Ivan like 500 gold for them to obtain this achievement. What do they really get out of it, though?
An achievement.
Well, hopefully you'll be able to at least turn the announcements of the achievements off.
Hopefully they make it like a channel or something. Like right now there's a trade channel, a looking for group channel, and if you don't want to hear that, you can turn that channel off. Hopefully there's like an achievement channel or something.
Yeah.
It's inherently the most arrogant channel ever.
The Gloat channel.
Next topic.
Mailbag.
Mailbag.
So we've got an email here from Shish Kebab. After hearing at E3 about the release of Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars for the DS, I was wondering, do you think this is a good idea? I probably know that Keith will say no, but some kid at our school thinks it's a good idea, is it?
Why wouldn't I like the idea?
I have no idea. He doesn't think you will.
Even if I don't like it, it's still an excellent idea for the system. I mean, that's a very popular game. It will sell copies.
Okay, first off, there haven't been any details about this game yet. I mean, this was just announced. However, some people are thinking that this might be a top-down Grand Theft Auto, much like the older Grand Theft Auto games, so kids might not be used to this. They're all used to the newer, more recent third-person over-the-shoulder Grand Theft Auto ones, the fully 3D ones.
Well, they can look that up while they're looking up Tron and...
Don't you forget about me.
That's right, there you go. Thank you for the 80s flashback weekend, Chris.
Next topic.
I want to put this out there. When people send us emails, don't send me a wall of text.
Ooh, like this last one?
Wow.
What was this guy's name here? This is from...
Jimmy the Vidiot?
Here was his email. Hey guys, since most of you like World of Warcraft, cough, Chad, cough, I thought I would share this little rant I found the other day. It was on Metacritic. and it was against people who rate the game 0 to 2 out of 10. And then he sends me a wall of text here.
But he copied the whole article?
Yeah, he did. If you're going to do that, summarize.
Yeah, summarize or link.
But also, I know in the past I ranted on World of Warcraft, but I play World of Warcraft. I wouldn't rate it 0 to 2 out of 10. I like World of Warcraft as well. I mean, the only thing I don't like is it isn't as fast-paced as Hellgate was. But hey, you know, I still like World of Warcraft. So, Jimmy the Vidiot, next time, less.
Not only that, I mean, if you're going to link to a review, at least link to a decent review. Here's a quote talking about Battlegrounds. The Battlegrounds are all fun, and each one is different in what the goal of it is. It ranges from capture the flag to control the bases to capture the flag and control the bases. Now, I don't know if that is sarcasm or if that's just awful writing.
That's just
You know what I
genius
mean?
right there.
Next topic.
Damn people trying to email us.
No. I love when people email us. They email us all kinds of things. And I was going to mention here one other thing. People have been sending us user-submitted factor craps. If you submit one, make it a little easier than what you have been sending in.
In 1984, on the 3rd of March.
Well, here, let me give you an example. You tell me if this is fact or crap. Ready? In The Legend of Zelda, The Twilight Princess, one desert-based level is called Arbiter's Ground. The boss of this level is the skeleton of a lizard creature called Twilight Skull Stallard. Is that fact or crap?
How the would I know?
See, yeah, that's what I was guessing you guys were going to say that.
No, it's crap. That's a Halo map because it's called Arbiter.
It was a crap. The boss of the Arbiter Ground was actually called Twilight Fossil Stallard.
Oh, sweet
Oh,
Jesus.
you changed that one word. We don't like those factor craps.
Here, let's try this one as well. Has anyone here played Golden Sun for the Game Boy Advance?
No.
Golden Sun is a role-playing game. There were two of them. I actually played these, but I wouldn't have gotten this. Developed by Camelot and published by Nintendo were a series of Game Boy Advance games called Golden Sun. It follows the adventures of characters called Adepts, or basically people who are good at elemental magic. The main character of the game, Isaac, was a fire adept.
True.
False, he was an earth adept. See, you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, even I, who played this game, didn't remember that. I mean, so if you're going to send in factor craps, general, more wider, more not niche.
Yes. Creator of Wii Music's great uncle had a neighbor who invented the postage stamp.
Name the neighbor's dog.
And that was Video Game Show episode number 99 for Sunday, July 20th, 2008. Any ham sandwiches or Share Dream Pies?
Whoever the hip hop gamer, give him a ham sandwich because his interview with you was very, very good.
This was from E3, Chris. You got interviewed by somebody, and what site was he from?
Yeah, from thebitbag.com.
Check that out. It's very good. It's entertaining.
I got a Shattered Dream Pie. I was looking up on the Penny Arcade Expo website, and I noticed that Freeze Pop is scheduled to perform, so Shattered Dream Pie there.
What's wrong with Freeze Pop?
Have you not heard of the that they put out on Rock Band?
Dude, they're members of the
Garbage.
developers.
They're garbage.
The only reason they're on Rock Band or any other game is because the developers are part of
And
the...
and that's a travesty.
I don't know. I don't mind them.
Yeah, I got a Share Dream Pie here for Vinster345 on our forums. Damn you for trading in boom blocks.
Oh.
He beat the game, ham sandwich for that, but you traded it in. Share Dream Pie. I'm kidding. At least you played it. Good for you.
No, that Shattered Dream Pie. Getting soft on me, Chad. You're getting soft on me.
I'm always soft. Quick ham sandwich out to ADR1, who left us the following review on iTunes. One of my personal favorites. These guys hit all the topics without the fluff you find elsewhere. If you want funny, condensed, and up-to-date news, check them out. Couple quick reminders. First off, don't forget about the iTunes Touch giveaway for taking our Libsyn audience survey. Check the show notes for links to the survey and rules for the giveaway. This week for the GamerCast Network Gaming Night, on Friday they're celebrating their 1-year anniversary of GamerCast Network Gaming Nights by playing Gears of War on the Xbox 360. You can find all the details on the gaming night over at gamercastnetwork.com/forums. And keep sending in audio to the mailbag or voicemail to help us celebrate our 100th episode and upcoming 2-year anniversary. So as always, send your comments, questions, queries, concerns, or roll call question to the mailbag at videogameshow.org. Skype us at Video Game Show or call us at 320-300-GAME. That is a standard long-distance call, and all normal fees apply. And that's a wrap. Good night. Anybody have anything else they'd like to talk about? Feelings, moods, pencil tricks?
Pencil trick was the best part of the movie.
I gotta see that movie still.
Please don't spoil
I
it.
have an idea what it is, but
Best part of the movie.
Cannibal Corpse 20-year DVD, 20-year anniversary or whatever. It was actually good even if you don't like Cannibal Corpse.
I find that very hard to believe.
Yeah, so do I.
That was good, dude.
If you don't like Cannibal Corpse, you'll really like Cannibal Corpse 20-year anniversary. Because it's completely different since you didn't like them before and now you like them. For their 20th anniversary, they decided to go a complete opposite direction.
Yeah, they sing bubblegum pop now.